Have you ever found yourself wishing you had the Align tool in Fusion? It's something that's really commonplace across graphics and motion design tools, but there doesn't seem to be an option for it in Fusion at all. Well, now there is. Here's how it works and how you can set it up. So for the last few months, I've been tinkering away with expressions and custom tools, trying to create a version of the Align tool that works in Fusion. And after hours of work and research to try and create this, I realized that someone much more talented than me had already beaten me to it. It's called FuAlign, and it adds the alignment and distribute controls to Fusion so that you can make sure that all your shapes and elements are aligned perfectly in your composition. It was created by a very talented programmer and fellow YouTuber called Bruno Reis from Brazil. I recently reached out to Bruno to ask him if he was happy for me to make this video, and he gave me the thumbs up to show you all how it works. In Fusion, I've set up 3 different circle shapes against an alpha background, and then I have this merged over a white background here, just before the media out. Now each circle is going into its own merge node, and this is going to allow us to use FuAlign to align these circles better, because right now, as you can see, they're a bit all over the place. Now FuAlign takes its data from merge nodes, so to use it for this setup here, we just highlight these 3 merge nodes. Then I'll open the FuAlign plugin by going to Workspace, Scripts, FuAlign. And if you've ever used After Effects or Photoshop, this will bring up a window with some pretty familiar buttons, and it works in a very similar way. So I can align these to the top edge or the bottom edge. I can align them to the left edge or the right edge, and you can see how this works. It's updating the merge nodes to bring them in line with each other. For now though, I'm going to align this to the top. And because this red one's kind of off to the side a little bit as well, we can use the distribute controls here to make the spacing uniform between the circles. And we can do that vertically or horizontally. As clever and as handy as this little tool is, one small little limitation you'll notice is that you can't align to the composition window. You can only align these to each other. So something you might find useful is to turn on the guide in the viewer window. You could do that by right-clicking and going to Guides and selecting Show Guides. And then as you see, it's brought up this grid pattern here that's going to help us align things. So then if we add a little transform node into the chain after the merge nodes, this is going to let us adjust the shapes as a group, and then we can, roughly speaking, align these shapes to the composition after we've already made them nice and uniform. FuAlign works by using a Python script, which is fully supported in DaVinci Resolve version 18, but in order to get this working, you need to install Python first. You can do this by going to python.org and downloading and installing the latest version, which right now is 3.11.1. So once you've done that, you could go ahead and close that down, because that's all you really need to do with Python. You just need to have that installed. Next, you're going to want to go to the FuAlign GitHub page, and on that page, you'll find a link to download the FuAlign Python file. I've left a link in the description for that. To get this working in the best way possible, we want to copy this file into our comp script folder for Resolve, which is in a slightly different place depending on whether you're working on Mac or Windows. I'll leave the folder paths in the description for you as well, so that you can navigate to the right folder, but once you're in there, you want to copy across the Python file to that folder. If you already had Resolve open at this point, you might have to do a quick restart, but that's essentially everything you need to do to have this installed. So back in Resolve now, anytime you need to access FuAlign, you come up to Workspace, and then right down the bottom here, you'll see an option for scripts. If we come in here, we'll see FuAlign. Something I would highly recommend doing though is going into the DaVinci Resolve menu and go into keyboard customization. From here, you could search for FuAlign and set up a keyboard shortcut for it, just so you could quickly pull it up whenever you need in Fusion without having to go into the menu and go into scripts. I've set it to Control and A for align, but you can make it whatever you want so long as you don't overwrite another shortcut for Resolve. Now Bruno's done a lot of groundwork to get this up and running, and he's given it away for free, which is really awesome. So if you do get use out of this plugin and you can afford to, please consider buying Bruno a coffee as a thank you. I've left his Buy Me a Coffee page in the description for you if you want to do that. On this channel, I help people switch away from Adobe to tools like Resolve and Fusion. So tools like this one just make me really excited. If you could bring one piece of functionality from Photoshop or After Effects into Fusion, what would it be? Hit the subscribe button and let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.